The Fuji X-E2 digital still camera is designed for photo enthusiasts. There are lots of physical, manual controls, but a shortage of the photography for dummies features. The DSLR-sized APS-C sensor saves a 16 megapixel image. This is a mirrorless design with interchangeable lenses and electronic viewfinder. It saves in RAW and JPEG formats. The size and design are reminiscent of European rangefinder cameras of the previous millennium. It's comfortable to hold with a small grip. It's slightly larger than most mirrorless cameras. It's solid and looks and operates like a precision-engineered device. Here's what you won't find: an articulated screen, a mode dial, scene modes, or intelligent auto. Although you will find face detection, panorama mode, a few effect filters at on-screen level, and there are emulations for some of Fuji's highly regarded film types like Provia and Velvia. There are manual, aperture and shutter priority, and program modes. To enable program mode, set the aperture switch on the lens and the shutter speed dial to A. The indicator at the bottom left of the screen shows P. Sensitivity, typically called ISO, has a customizable auto setting, more about that in a minute. Autofocus is activated on the focus switch beside the lens mount. For aperture priority, switch back to manual and adjust the iris by turning the aperture ring on the lens. It's not marked on this lens, which ramps aperture as you zoom, so check the setting on screen. For shutter priority, use the shutter dial from 1/4 to 1/4000, but return the aperture to auto. T provides setting from 1/2 to 30 seconds, B for longer exposures up to 60 minutes. Elapsed time is displayed on screen. The light meter on the left side of the screen is large and provides a visual cue at 0. A histogram provides further exposure confirmation. Metering can be set to multi, spot, or average. Shutter or aperture display red for under and over exposure. The large EV dial provides 1/3 step adjustments from -3 to +3. This button opens up a small pop-up onboard flash, which provides a little low light assistance. There are extensive white balance options, including underwater, degrees Kelvin, one push, and a fully customizable white balance shift. The sensitivity settings and options go beyond simply setting an ISO. First, standard ISO settings range from 200 to 6400. 100, which reduces dynamic range, and 12.8 and 25.6 are available, but not for RAW images. Multiple settings manage auto ISO. You can set the default, the maximum, and the shutter threshold. ISO stays at the default until the minimum shutter speed is reached. Dynamic range also plays here. There are settings for 100, 200, and 400%, available at 800 ISO and above. I didn't see a significant benefit. This switch selects single, continuous, or manual focus. Focus is quick. In auto mode, it's so fast it's imperceptible. In manual, defocus and then press the AFL button for one push focus to see how fast and precise it is. No hunting, just zip, done, lovely. Manual focus features include a distance indicator across the bottom of the display. Press the Command key to access 3 focus assist display options: peaking, which shows the edges of objects in focus, split screen, or standard zoom, adjusted by rotating the command dial. The buttons around the LCD offer drive options, autofocus and exposure locks, and a menu navigation circle with a back button. There are 2 programmable function buttons. Fuji sells an optional M-mount lens adapter, and the menu provides options to adjust for M-mount lenses. The X-E2 saves in JPEG, RAW, and RAW Plus modes. RAW files are clean, with effects like film simulation only applied to the JPEG file. The advanced filter effects save only JPEG files. It would be nice if both RAW and filtered files were saved, or if there was an in-camera processing to add the filter to the saved RAW file. Press the Q button for in-camera conversion of RAW files and eliminate red eye, crop, or adjust exposure and white balance using the main menu. While shooting, the Quick menu provides access to frequently used shooting settings, including adjustments for color, sharpness, highlight, and shadow, more than usually found in creative setting controls. Each ranges from -2 to +2, which may not provide either the extremes or enough granularity for some. and because the setting is adjusted blind, you can't see the effect of the change interactively. Use the navigation circle to select and the command dial to change. I didn't find it intuitive, but it is easy to use. Up to 7 custom settings can be saved. The screen shows which parameters are saved for each. I had the opportunity to use both a 10 to 24mm wide-angle zoom and a standard 18 to 55. With the APS-C crop factor, that's the 35mm equivalent of a 15 to 36 and 27 to 84. Both are optically stabilized. They're solid, well-made lenses that provide sharp, contrasty images. For the 18 to 55, maximum aperture is 2.8, ramping to f4. The closest focus distance is 10 centimeters. The 10 to 24 opens to f4 and can focus to 24 centimeters. With optical stabilization on the 10 to 24, I found I could shoot down to about 1/15 without blur. Drive controls include 2 and 10-second self-timer settings, as well as high and low burst modes. In low burst mode, you can take about 8 images before the speed slows to 1 every 2 to 3 seconds. In high burst mode, you can expect about 7 before it slows. There are bracket settings for exposure, ISO, film simulations, and dynamic range. Panorama is also on the drive menu. You can select from 2 sizes or 4 pan directions. For the largest size, turn the camera sideways and pan up or down. Superimpose 2 exposures with the multi-exposure setting, or select one of the effect filters, including partial color, pop color, and miniature. Have fun! Fuji's film modes, which I assume are presets saved from creative settings, provide another set of filters for image adjustment. Movie mode is this camera's Achilles heel. With so many shortcomings, it's a wonder they included a mic in port, which is the smaller than usual micro size. Movie mode is a drive option. Select it and then use the shutter button to start and stop recording. Non-standard, but that's not a limitation. In video mode, the Q button offers 4 quality settings, 1080 and 720 at 30 and 60 frames per second, white balance, and film simulations including sepia. The one-push autofocus button doesn't work in movie mode, and you can't adjust sensitivity or shutter speed. You can select aperture, but only before pressing record. You can adjust EV while recording. And sadly, the HDMI out only works for playback. Audio quality works for background or ambient sound. I should have turned on the wind filter. The X-E2 includes ad hoc Wi-Fi to transfer images wirelessly to a smartphone app available in iOS and Android versions. The app is easier to use than most, but doesn't offer remote control functionality. There are 2 versions of the app. One doesn't require a password. Once your photos are transferred, share them to Facebook or Twitter. The X-E2 includes all the features required to make any photographer happy. Fuji's growing XF lens portfolio and support for third-party lenses provides lots of options. And its slight quirkiness provides the right kind of hipster photographer appeal.